He came in well early then.
Wow, story of my life.
Welcome to the Wave. My name is Adam.
My name's Nick.
I forgot what the show was called then. That's bad, isn't it?
This is Bottom of the Stream.
It is.
And this is our weekly news and chat show.
Yeah, where we do like Netflix stuff. We just talk about Netflix for a bit. It's great.
And other movies.
Yeah, mainly Netflix.
Non-Netflix movies are available.
Yeah.
And then we're back every Thursday to do our traditional weekly episode where we talk about a movie that has been randomly picked.
Yeah. So
we try to find a hidden gem.
That's what we're here for. We're trying to look for hidden gems hidden at the bottom of Netflix. And we found one last week.
We did.
It's been a while since we found one, but we found one. Well, Sam found one.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about Apostle briefly?
I feel like I've talked about it a lot.
We have talked about it a lot. We did 2 full episodes on it. You only got to hear one of them, but we did 2.
It's a great movie. Go and check it out.
Check it out.
You'll love it or you'll hate it. And I kind of want to hear from both ends of the spectrum. I thought it's a really memorable movie.
And what have we got this Thursday?
This Thursday is the first appearance on Bottom of the Stream by a Hollywood megastar.
Yeah, super legend.
Who now dwells a bit further down.
Just a little bit.
It's Bruce Willis. And
yeah, Bruce Willis is on the stream.
We're watching a movie called Anti-Life.
Yeah, because he's not for life, he's against it.
I think it's called Breach in some countries.
Yeah, I've got some
where you're.
I've got some thoughts and stats on the name, so we'll do that on Thursday.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's got 2 names. It officially has got 2 names.
It's not uncommon now.
We're coming across it quite a lot, especially for the lower budget stuff.
Yeah,
it does seem really strange.
Neither of them strike me as a great name, to be honest.
No, neither of them have any reference to the film, really.
Yeah,
Breach maybe more so than
I would say more so.
But more so than Anti-Life.
Let's get into that on Thursday.
Yeah, we'll talk about that more on Thursday. Come back on Thursday to listen to us talk about a Bruce Willis space film.
How are you, Adam?
I'm great, thank you.
Have you had a good week?
I've had a good week. Feeling healthy and alive this week.
Lovely.
I've started eating healthier.
Good.
I can't say sentences when there's an E word and then a H word.
Okay.
I don't know why, I just can't do it. Eating healthier. And my treadmill's been delivered.
Brilliant.
So I've done a couple of nights on that now. Not whole nights. That'd be tough.
Sleepwalking.
Yeah.
Something to aim for.
Yeah, but I found an app on the VR.
Right.
That you can use whilst you're on a treadmill.
Oh, nice.
So I'm going to try that out over the weekend.
You can pretend you're like touring.
If I'm ever going to die on a treadmill, that will be the time.
Walking up a mountain or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's exactly what it is. It's like walking through a forest or something. So I'll try that over the weekend and report back. But
isn't technology amazing?
It is, isn't it?
We've gone green ourselves, talking of healthy eating.
Yeah, it's true.
The light is green today.
Green lights in here today. We had purple last week, didn't we?
Yep.
We've gone green tonight.
I'm liking it.
Yeah, it's weird. It fits with the space theme.
I suppose it does. And again, back here on Thursday, I do have some comments on some of the filters used in this movie.
We're going to have a lot of comments. It's going to be a fun one this
I think so.
We're going to have a lot of comments on it.
Could
have.
That was a mix of cool and good. So.
Could. It's better than ghoul.
Yeah, true.
Have you got any gossip? What have you been up to this week?
I've mostly just been staying in my house painting.
Oh,
like every free moment, I'm painting walls and
how's
ceilings.
the building work going?
It's fine.
Good.
It's pretty much done. There's just waiting on stuff to be delivered and just painting. And I'm really bored of painting.
I hate painting. I quite enjoy the result of painting. I like to when it's all done, you'll look at it and think, I did that.
Yeah,
and
sure.
It looks cool and it's a cool feeling, but the actual act of doing it.
It's the third and a half time I've done this wall.
Yeah, that's the worst bit when you have to just keep.
Because it's all fresh, so
yeah, that's it. Paint on fresh plaster.
Yeah,
it's a bitch.
So yeah, nothing really exciting. So I've been really looking forward to tonight. Yeah, I'm not painting.
Same.
I get to talk about movies and stuff.
Same. Shall we talk about some movies?
Let's do it.
Shall we do some Netflix news?
Let's hit the news. And I'm claiming this one for us because weeks ago we mentioned on this very show that we had a good solid tip-off that Netflix was taking on a Masters of the Universe live action movie.
We did.
Which had previously been in the works with Sony. Well, this week it's been confirmed.
Excellent.
Netflix is making a Masters of the Universe live action movie and He-Man has been cast.
Yep.
It's Kyle Allen.
I'm not familiar with Kyle Allen's work.
Neither am I.
But looking at that picture of him there, I like it. It's good
he's got
casting.
the
look.
mane for it, I would say.
Yeah,
West Side Story
some
he was
hair.
in end of last year, start of this year.
Okay, yeah. I haven't seen that.
This will be the third He-Man project on the go at Netflix at the same time.
At the same time.
Talking about, well, if you've spent out on a property...
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? They just literally milk everything to death.
It will be directed and co-written by Adam and Aaron Nee.
How weird that they're brothers, and that's mine and my brothers now.
Oh, yeah.
How strange is that?
I hadn't spotted that. There you go.
It's spelled slightly different.
They directed The Lost City earlier this year, which was a Sandra Bullock and Channing Tatum movie.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And they've moved across with this project.
Cool. I'm looking forward to that.
There you go.
So they're going to start shooting penciled in for this summer. So
I want to know who's going to be Skeletor, who's going to go underneath the makeup or the motion capture.
I think I would go.
Maybe they could see if Frank Langella wants to do it again.
I think I'd go
1987.
I think I'd go old Hollywood. Let's try and get a legend.
Because that 80s He-Man movie is terrible.
Yes,
but Skeletor did look cool.
Yeah, it was the best thing about it. Maybe you could get Dolph Lundgren to do it.
What, to play Skeletor?
Yeah, why not? He's got to have a cameo in it somewhere.
It's got a nice circuitous nature to it.
I think you've got. I think I'd go Hollywood legend for that.
Right.
So I don't know who I'd go for, but somebody who's been around for a long time.
Oh, you put like Arnie under it.
Yeah, no, maybe not Arnie, but yeah, somebody along those lines. I can't think of anybody who's old who's not been cancelled.
What about Sly?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Mark Hamill?
Oh, he'd do the voice.
He could do the voice. Let's
got
go with that.
Thoughts on Mark? I think Mark Hamill's coming up later on in the news.
Oh, really?
I think.
How strange.
Okay, good.
Cool.
Next,
Okay.
this one I wanted to mention because I thought I already knew about this and this was the thing.
Okay.
But there's been several stories across several movie news websites this week about how you can now delete and edit your continue watching row in Netflix. I thought that was already a thing.
It's a thing, but only on the app.
Oh, I see.
So now I think you can now do it everywhere.
Okay.
As far as I can understand.
Wider rollout.
We've definitely spoke about it before on the show when it first got rolled out.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure you could only do it on the like Android app or something. But I'm pretty sure now you can do it everywhere.
Go for it.
Definitely clear out your continue watching.
If you're on a Fire Stick or on your, however you watch it, go and test it out. See if you can clear out your continue watching.
I need to have a go at clearing out mine because of this show. There's some random shit on my continue watching. So yeah, I need to clear that out.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll do that.
Go for it. Let us know how you get on. We, I think 2 weeks ago, talked about how Netflix were doing a nice thing. They were donating 25 benches in parks across the UK to celebrate Afterlife.
Yeah.
The benches are inscribed with the catchphrase from the show, "Hope is everything," and also a plaque which commemorates the show and has a QR code linking to Calm, which is the campaign against living miserably charity. Well, in Kent, plaque's gone already.
Somebody's nicked the plaque?
Some ne'er-do-wells have vandalised the bench.
Oh, people. This is why we can't have nice things.
We really can't have nice things.
Oh, so people are scum.
That's one Afterlife bench down already.
If you've done that and you're listening to this podcast, turn it off. I don't want to know who you are. You're a scumbag.
Yeah, no news on if they will replace it. But yeah, the plaque's gone.
That's some memorabilia person who wants to collect
probably
nerd memorabilia.
Some absolute douchebag.
You go to like one of these like expo shows or memorabilia shows, that'll be for sale somewhere.
Do you reckon it'll be it's probably on the dark web for sale?
Probably. Scumbag nerds. Give it back.
Yeah, give it back. It's like totally against the message, you absolute
troglodyte.
Yeah. Oh, good one. Nice one. Squid Game news.
Oh, Squid Game news.
Ted Sarandos,
yep,
the CEO of Netflix, has confirmed on a earnings call last week there will absolutely be a second season of Squid Game. We all knew it was coming anyway.
I think it was worst kept secret in the history of the world.
This is the first
Netflix person who said it.
A Netflix person has said it. In fact, the words he used were that the Squid Game universe has only just begun.
Oh, why does everything have to be a universe? I don't want.
Do you know what that means? You know what that means, don't you?
What?
We are just going to get. I will put money down now. We are going to get international versions of Squid Game.
Yeah.
You'll have like
German.
Yeah, whatever. And then they'll probably all come together in like an Uber
Squid Game. I'm not against that. I am a little bit, but I like the Uber Squid Game idea.
It's good. You'll get the English remake, the American remake, the French.
Are you going to get spin-off shows as well and prequels?
They'll link together, probably.
I don't need
like the World Cup of Squid Games.
They have to milk everything dry, don't they? It's like we've just said about He-Man.
Yeah.
They literally have to make everything into like just milk it dry.
Oh, it's not just a Netflix thing.
No, it's not. It's
Marvel's
a Hollywood
fault,
thing.
isn't it?
Yeah, it is absolutely Marvel's.
I might come on to this with Star Wars later on. But yeah, matter of time before I'm sure we get an actual press release. But there you go. It's happening, people.
Very briefly, I just want to mention this news story that's on the side of this page here.
Okay.
Because this might be the most short-sighted piece of thinking I've ever heard from a TV executive.
Right.
So, have you heard about what happened on The Masked Singer in America?
No, I don't keep up, I'm afraid.
So, you know what The Masked Singer is?
Yes.
Well, one of the masks came off and the reveal happened.
Yeah.
And it was Rudy Giuliani.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was under this mask.
Guy with the leaking hair.
Yeah.
Who's...
Which was very controversial, obviously, because of who he is.
Yeah.
So controversial that Robin Thicke walked off the stage.
Oh, right, okay.
The blurred line himself.
An absolute bastion of...
And also so did Ken Jeong's the judge on there.
Ken Jeong's always been quite not backwards in his criticism of Trump and his cronies.
So those two were both judges on the show, and they both walked off when it was revealed.
Oh, I'm going to have to go and find that.
It's a crazy clip. That. I mean, that is the most short-sighted piece of
booking, isn't it?
Who's done that? It made me laugh when I read it today. It's like, people just don't think, do they?
Do you like Rebel Wilson?
I have no issue with Rebel Wilson.
Okay.
I don't know if I've seen a lot that she's done. Her and my movie universes don't really cross over.
You've not seen a Pitch Perfect movie?
I haven't.
You're not?
No. But I've got no issue with her.
Cats?
What else? No.
You go watch that on Netflix.
Cats
now.
is on Netflix. They secretly released that without any warning or any
I think we should do a watch
whatsoever.
along for it.
Oh, don't say that. Ross would be well up for that.
I'm quite up for it.
Shall we do it? Do you want that to be the next one after Left Behind?
I'm quite tempted.
We'll put it in the Discord.
Join our Discord. You can join things like when we watch along with terrible movies.
I have found a way to do it on Netflix. It's a little bit more complicated than Amazon, but there is a way to do it.
Okay.
So
we'll take suggestions.
Yeah, we'll put that in the Discord and see what people think. I'm not sure.
Anyway, the first look at Rebel Wilson's next movie, it's a comedy.
Is it? Should she do a lot of comedy?
Yeah, quite a few. Is coming to Netflix. It's called Senior Year.
Is it a high school drama?
Kind of. So Rebel Wilson plays a woman who suffers a tragic cheerleading accident in high school and goes into a coma. She wakes up 20 years later, and rather than live life as an adult, she goes back to the high school where she last remembers being and tries to earn the prom queen crown she feels she was denied. Hijinks will allegedly ensue.
I'm sure they will. It's like a modern day Big.
I guess so.
But the opposite.
I guess so.
Yeah.
A reverse Big, a Gib.
Yeah, okay. People are.
She usually throws herself into it.
She does.
Everything, doesn't she?
Oh, yeah, she gives it all. She gives it her all, don't she? You can't deny that.
May the 13th.
Oh, not long after our birthdays.
May the 13th.
Cool. That'd be fun for somebody. Not me.
Interesting move by Disney Plus.
Okay, Disney Plus.
In the UK, at least. Disney Plus are nabbing several big series that up until now have been on Netflix in this country.
Okay.
Modern Family.
Oh, okay.
How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah.
Sons of Anarchy are all going.
They're all leaving Netflix
from
going
Netflix
to Disney Plus.
To Disney Plus. As are Prison Break.
Prison Break.
New Girl and Homeland.
Wow. They're
So
pretty much all shows I've watched. How weird is that?
Yeah, I mean, I guess some of those have rewatchability.
Yeah.
You're gonna more so maybe the sitcoms.
Homeland was one of those shows that I watched because I hated.
I never watched it.
I hated it so much, but I watched it every week.
I only ever watched the first season of Prison Break as well.
Oh really?
Which I think is the
Prison
only
Break's
good
all
one,
right,
isn't it?
Yeah, it's never as good as the first season, but it's never bad.
I love New Girl.
I did a whole New Girl watch along during the pandemic. Not a watch along, a rewatch.
It's great sitcom. Yeah. So Disney Plus trying to really bolster their numbers over here.
I don't think Netflix will be that bothered.
I don't know. I mean, Netflix has forecasted its lowest number of new global subscribers
Oh, really?
In this first quarter of 2022. But I think surely that's inevitable because everyone who didn't have it just went during the pandemic. We're stuck at home. Let's
absolutely.
sign up to stuff. So
they're never going to get as many as they did back in 2020, are they?
Yeah.
Do you think that'll cause people to unsubscribe? This report seems to think it will.
I don't know. I mean,
it would take a lot more than that for make me unsubscribe. But
some people will be in a position where it has to be one or the other. So it might be.
And if you watch How I Met Your Mother over and over and over again,
New
you
girl
go
fix.
Disney Plus.
Yeah, maybe.
This reckons that Netflix will lose 750,000 subscribers from that. That seems high.
Yeah, I'm not buying that.
No, not me.
Okay. Another movie coming to Netflix this month is an action thriller called Last Man Down. It was released as a streaming video on demand at the end of last year, but it is going to debut in Netflix in the UK and the United States this month. It focuses on the character of John Wood, played by a guy called Daniel Steeson, who left civilization behind to live in a remote cabin after a virus ravaged much of the world.
Oh, wow.
His story becomes complicated when a potential cure lands in his hand, which leads him to being hunted down. I just thought this sounded like prime bottom of the stream.
It really does. It really does.
A man in the woods, hunted down by armed forces, and let's watch out for that.
Look at Daniel Stisson.
Cut from granite.
Stacked. Jeez, that dude is huge. Cool. Okay. Well, we'll keep our eye open for that. It holds a 5.7 on IMDb apparently.
Yeah.
So yeah, right in our wheelhouse.
I'm thinking if it doesn't sort of blaze to the top of the charts, I might add that to our list.
Yeah, I think that needs to go on the.
It looks suitably mental for this.
It really does. There's army soldiers in face masks. He is a big dude. Check him out.
Last Man Down. Results are in for the race for Netflix's most popular or most watched ever movie.
Yeah.
We said a couple of weeks ago we thought that Don't Look Up would run Red Notice very close.
Yeah.
My word, it was close in the end.
It was really close.
Their first 28 days.
Yeah.
Don't Look Up was only 4 million viewing hours short of Red Notice.
That's literally nothing.
That's absolutely nothing when we're talking of how much they were viewed for.
Yeah. So it's 360 million it finished on.
Yeah.
Compared to Red Notice 364. Bird Box held that top spot for a very long time.
Yeah. And it's been beaten twice in the space of
twice by a lot as well.
A couple of months.
It was 282 million for Bird Box.
Yeah.
That's
a huge result, I think, because
yeah, absolutely. But Don't Look Up's a much better film.
Yeah, it is. And I think it's because it's got all these huge names in it, but I don't think I didn't feel like it was a very accessible film.
No.
Just for... I'm not going to sound like I'm really patronising people, but I didn't think it would have that wide-ranging appeal.
No.
I enjoyed it.
Same.
Yeah.
On the whole. There's bits where I didn't like, but yeah.
If those two films are only released in cinemas,
yeah,
they're not on each other's level.
No.
In terms of box office or longevity or anything like that.
No, not at all.
So I think that's really interesting.
That is really interesting.
So close.
So close and yet so far.
Yeah.
There's a lot coming to Netflix this year though, so I feel like that might not be the case by the end of the year. But then if they're going to lose all these subscribers because of How I Met Your Mother, then who knows?
Maybe. We talked a couple of weeks ago also about Netflix getting a podcast game.
Yep.
Well, they've also done the reverse.
Okay, and they've got out of the podcast game.
They've took a podcast and said, make it into a TV show.
Oh, okay.
And that has happened, and it's been released this week. You can go and watch Getting Curious with Jonathan Van Ness on Netflix. He's had that He's one of the Queer Eye guys.
Yeah.
He's had that podcast for several years, and there is now a real version on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
As in, he goes around, interviews people. Basically, is the premise of the show is that he asks questions of someone in a totally different field to him. So he'll have scientists on, or whatever. Yeah, 6 episodes. You can watch them on Netflix now. I like JVN. He's articulate. He's really watchable. I can see why they've said, come and have a go at it. See if you can translate some of that. He's a decent interviewer, actually.
Yeah. I might check that out.
Yeah, there's only 6 episodes.
Looks interesting.
I'm going to go and check it out as well at some point.
When's it coming?
It's there now. It arrived on Netflix a couple of days ago.
Excellent.
So,
Okay.
I think it was
We'll look
1st
at
of
that.
Feb. So.
We're flying through this news. We've still got more, though. We've got loads coming.
Movie news.
Movie news.
Benedict Cumberbatch, Laura Dern, and Noah Jupe have all signed up to a new sci-fi thriller. I thought I'd include this because we are doing a sci-fi movie this week.
We are indeed.
They have signed up for a movie called Morning. The other reason I wanted to... That's morning as in the morning, not I am in mourning for you.
Oh, okay. Got you.
I also thought I'd bring this up because it sounds really like a Netflix movie that came out earlier this year.
Right.
The premise of Morning is that it's set in a near future where society has a pill that does away with the need to sleep. With the added help of an artificial sun, there is no end to morning, daylight, living and work. However, as a young generation grows up deprived of the world of sleep, they consider rebelling to reclaim their dreams.
Interesting.
Kind of expands. What was the Netflix movie earlier this year? And there was a woman and their family didn't go to sleep.
Awake.
Yeah,
I think that's what it was called.
I think it was. I just thought that's a really similar premise.
It is a really similar premise. Really good cast.
What, do you know what?
Are you going to slag off Benedict Cumberbatch?
I'm not going to slag him off. I'm just going to say I don't. I think he's a bit overrated.
Okay, I'm not getting into that at all, but that's fair.
He leaves me cold.
Okay, that's fine. That can happen. I've got no issue with Benedict Cumberbatch at all. What I will say is Noah Jupe is in A Quiet Place too.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. He was in a film called Wonder a few years ago now.
I've seen that.
When he was a little kid with Jacob Tremblay.
Yeah, it's a great film.
And I remember leaving that film and saying that kid's going to be huge because he's amazing in that. And he was like 6 and now he's huge. So I was right. I feel validated by Noah Jupe.
Now he's mixing it up with Cumberbatch and Oscar winner Laura Dern.
He was in that thing with Hugh Grant and Nicole Kidman last year. It was like a TV show.
Oh, okay.
He was in that as well. So he's doing well for himself, and I said he would because he's brilliant. Wonder is on Netflix as well, so if you want to check that out.
I watched it with my eldest daughter not that long ago. She
really
loved it.
It's a great film.
Yeah.
I remember going to the cinema to see that.
It's really good. Let's talk about The Rock.
Also, Laura Dern's great. Yeah, let's talk about
She
The
is
Rock.
great. She had a bit of a sort of... She kind of seemed to go away for a few years, and she's really back now and sort of absolutely killing it.
We're not allowed on this website.
That's fine, don't worry.
We'll
talk about The Rock. The Rock released a bit of a cryptic post.
Oh, yeah, I saw this.
And he said, guys, I'm paraphrasing here. He said, guys.
I'm The Rock.
I'm The Rock. I've got some big news.
Okay.
I am soon going to announce a project.
Yep.
Based on a computer game.
Yeah.
And you guys are going to be like, holy fuck. You're making that computer game? And he's really excited about it.
Okay.
Now,
do we have any theories on what this computer game might be?
One source who has been reputable before thinks it's going to be Call of Duty.
Oh, interesting.
Fortnite has also been mentioned.
That'd be amazing. That would make so much money. Fortnite the movie, can you imagine?
Can even The Rock afford the rights?
Probably not. It can't be though, because it's got to be something in a jungle. It's going to be like Far Cry.
Fortnite's like on an island. That doesn't have like not have like jungle capabilities. Call of Duty, you can go in a jungle.
True.
You camo up.
I'm not 7. I don't know what Fortnite's at. Far Cry, that's in the jungle.
So it's any computer game in a jungle is up for the possibility of The Rock's going to...
Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong the movie.
Yeah, but only if Rock plays Diddy Kong.
That would be... Who would play Donkey Kong if The Rock's playing... Maybe that guy we just saw, Daniel Stisson. He's bigger than The Rock.
Jason Momoa.
The Rock as Donkey Kong.
No, Diddy Kong.
There's Diddy Kong and Jason Momoa as Donkey Kong in a jungle. I would be all over that.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
Bob, make it. Print it. Do it.
Let's do it. Space movies. It's been a week for space movies.
Well, you'll like this then.
Okay.
Because the world's first space-based movie studio is launching in 2024.
Okay, right.
So it's going to be basically a module that attaches to the International Space Station.
Right.
And it's just there to create content and people can use it to go and make movies.
Okay.
So like studios can rent it out to go and make their space movies.
Why?
Well, I don't know. Also, they reckon it will be able to host sporting events in space.
What? Super Bowl in space?
Yeah, why not? Let's do it.
You could have some whole new sport, anti-grav sports.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm more up for that.
I guess. Is there a demand for it? We talked about...
I want WrestleMania in space.
We talked about... there was a Russian team going to film in space, wasn't there, last year?
Yeah.
So this is like, Tom Cruise, you want to go make your next Mission Impossible
Tom
in
Cruise
space?
is going up there, isn't he? That was his original plan.
Then the facility will be there and the studios can go and use it.
Isn't the International Space Station being decommissioned like quite soon?
I have no idea.
I'm sure I read that not long ago that it was like got like less than 10 years of life left.
Well, this is getting launched in 2 years, so they'll at least get a few years out of it.
That's cool.
Yeah, there you go. The world's first space movie studio.
Oh, it'll eventually float free in 2028.
Okay.
So they're going to build it onto the space station and then it'll be able to be... We're really living in a future sci-fi world, aren't we?
We're living in the future.
We're living in... I've just clicked the same link again. We're living in the future.
We could get up there maybe one day.
Do the podcast.
Do
Live
the podcast
from space.
Do you think it would sound different?
Yeah. Because I'd be like, ah! all the way through it.
Okay. Should we do some proper news?
Let's do some proper news.
Today, the BAFTA nominations...
They did.
Were released.
They were.
So we can run through some of those.
Let's do it.
There are some Netflix entries on there. Best film.
Yep.
Nominations are Belfast.
Yes.
Don't Look Up.
Yep.
Dune.
Yep.
Licorice Pizza.
Yep.
And The Power of the Dog.
How many of those have you seen?
I have seen 1.
I've seen 2 and want to see all 5.
But I do really fancy Licorice Pizza.
Same.
I've nearly watched Power of the Dog a couple of times. It's got Benedict Cumberbatch. But equally, to balance it out, it's got Jesse Plemons in, and he's awesome. And I quite like Kirsten Dunst. And they're really good together when they were in Fargo.
Yeah, they were, to be fair.
And I like a Western, so I don't know what's holding me back.
I had the opportunity to see Belfast because it was a secret screening at Cineworld.
Yeah.
But I didn't go.
Okay.
Something else came up, so I didn't get to see it. But I feel like that's going to be the sleeper hit of this award season.
They love something with songs in, don't they?
Yeah, and it's black and white.
Yeah. I think you could be right.
Don't Look Up and Dune. Dune, no. they're both of those.
All the critics loved it.
I know they did.
Outstanding British film.
Okay.
After Love.
Right.
Ali and Ava.
Yep.
Belfast.
Yep.
Boiling Point.
Yep.
Cyrano.
Yep.
Everybody's talking about Jamie.
Yep.
House of Gucci.
Yep.
Last Night in Soho.
Yep.
No Time to Die.
Yep.
Passing. Passing's a Netflix movie.
That shows the
black and white as well.
Yeah, it is. That shows British cinema doing well because there's a lot of British films there. I know it's the British category, but there's like 10 films on that list.
Would they just give it to James Bond because he'd... Oh.
Wow. Did you just nearly spoil James Bond?
No, I didn't say anything. Right, move on.
I've only seen one of them, The Last Night in Soho, and it was the best film I saw last year, so I'm going to have to put my money on that, even though it won't win and Belfast will.
It can't win both.
Might win both.
It might do. Okay.
If it wins Best Film, it has to win Best British Film. Otherwise, the film that won Best British Film is better than the Best Film.
Oh, yeah. Good point. Honest technicality. What else we got? Best Animated Film.
Go for it.
Encanto.
Yep.
Flea.
Yep.
Luca.
Yep.
Mitchells versus the Machines. I've seen 3 of those.
Have you? I haven't
That's
seen
more
any
my
of them.
category.
I haven't seen any of them. The Mitchells vs. Machine, that's Netflix, isn't it?
Oh, it's great.
What's Flea?
If you're a Patreon,
yeah,
and as such you get our newsletter every month, I last month included a link to a free book.
Yeah, you did.
Which was The Art of the Mitchells vs. the Machine.
Thanks for that.
Did you have a look? It was really cool.
It was cool.
Anyway. Best Director.
Yeah.
Aleem Khan for After Love. Raisuke Hamaguchi for Drive My Car. Audrey Diwan for Happening. Paul Thomas Anderson for Licorice Pizza. Jane Campion for The Power of the Dog. And Julia Ducournau for Titan.
I haven't seen any of them.
Paul Thomas Anderson and Jane Campion are serial award winners.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking it might be a fight between the two of them.
Yeah, agreed.
Should make them actually fight.
They should.
We'll just do a couple more.
Should
we do the Best Actor and Actresses?
Yeah.
So Best Actress, Lady Gaga for House of Gucci, Alana Haim for Licorice Pizza, Amelia Jones for Coda, Renate Rensive for The Worst Person in the World, Joanna Scanlon for After Love, and Tessa Thompson, formerly of this parish, for Passing.
Good old Tessa. Who's going to win that? I don't know.
I think Gaga gets headlines.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Alana Haim is her first ever acting role, isn't it?
Oh, really?
Yeah. She's from that band, Haim.
Oh, right.
Or Haim.
Haim.
How you say them. Best actor, Adil Akhtar for Ali and Ava. Mahershala Ali for Swan Song. Benedict Cumberbatch for The Power of the Dog. Leonardo DiCaprio for Don't Look Up. Stephen Graham for Boiling Point. And Will Smith for King Richard.
There's some names in there, isn't there?
Yeah.
There's like big names, all of them. Apart from, I don't know who Adil Akhtar is, but the rest of them I've heard of. Mahershala Ali is always good. Mahershala.
He's got a wardrobe full of awards, that guy, already.
Yeah, he has. Leo's not going to win that. He wasn't the best.
Not for that. Not for that movie.
Cool. We're done?
Yeah.
There's loads more, but we don't want to go through them all.
No.
Best casting. They have lots of awards, don't they?
Sure do.
Cool. Okay. Good. Good news. Is that it?
That's the news.
Excellent. Have you watched anything good at the top of the stream?
I kind of, because I wanted to try and watch an episode of All of Us Are Dead.
I'm going to start that this week. That's next on my list.
And then I only got about halfway through the first episode.
Oh, why?
Because I didn't leave myself enough time, and it's like
an
hour
I thought
and
you
10
meant you
minutes
didn't
long.
like it or something.
Every episode's like an hour and 10 minutes.
Oh, really?
So
that's
nearly like a movie.
That's off-putting, isn't it?
I wish I hadn't looked.
Yeah.
Because, it was a little bit.
Yeah, because you've got to have some time.
So I'm about 40 minutes into the first episode.
And how thoughts for the first 40?
I think it will be good.
Right. Okay, but it's not so far.
Well, nothing's really happened, right. But I think it'll be good.
It's next on my list, but you're right, that does put me off slightly.
Yeah.
I really want to watch The Tinder Swindler as well. That's come out this week.
Yeah.
And that Murderville's come out this week as well.
Yes, I might try that. The improv.
Yeah, American remake of Murdering Successful, wasn't it?
Improv show with... I can picture him, and I can't pull his name out of my head. From Arrested Development.
Yes.
Will Arnett.
That's the chap.
Thank you, Brain.
Thanks, Nick's Brain.
Yeah, with a different guest star helping him solve the crime every episode.
Yeah.
I will briefly carry on my interesting journey watching the Book of Boba Fett on Disney+.
Okay.
So, I've now watched episode 6. I think there's only going to be 7 episodes.
Right.
Boba Fett actually has a cameo in it this week.
He's actually in this one. That's good.
For like 30 seconds.
Right.
So the last 2 episodes, so hour and a half of his show, he's been in it for 30 seconds. It's really strange.
That is really weird, isn't it?
It's really weird. It's such an unbalanced show. I don't know what it is. I don't know what show I'm watching now. I don't want to give any more away. I don't know which show.
Is it just like
season
season 3 of Mandalorian with Boba Fett's in it a lot more than he was in the first 2?
No. The first 4 episodes weren't that at all.
How strange.
It's very unbalanced. It's really weird.
Is it good though?
I'm not sure. I'm still processing the latest episode because there's a lot of cameos, and you're like, "Oh, is this really necessary?" Was kind of what I came away from, and I'm like, I'm not sure.
Got ya.
I will. Let me decide next week after I've seen the last one.
Deal.
It's odd. It's just all over the place.
Just a mess.
Yeah,
it's a mess.
It's messy. I don't know if it's a mess. Maybe it'll come together.
Maybe. Who knows? Anything else?
I think that's mostly it for me. It's going back to that. Sorry, it's just going back to that point. It's like, why does everything have to have a universe?
Yeah, it's true. I mean, Star Wars has had a universe.
Yeah, no, I know it has. But
yeah, I know.
I thought it was going to be a streamlined tale,
and it's not.
Yeah. How about you? What have you watched?
I finished Archive 81.
Okay, yeah.
Have you done any more on it?
No, it's just not a time this week.
Fair. It's batshit crazy. Did you
enjoy it?
Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was great. It starts out as one show, and it's not the show that it started out as the end.
Okay, well, I'm still at the start, so fine.
Well, the show that you're watching now is not the show that I watched the end of. It takes a turn, a real turn.
Okay.
And I can see how that would put a lot of people off.
Yeah.
Because it does go some places. It's batshit crazy by the end.
Cool.
But yeah, it's good. I'm glad I've watched it. I probably wouldn't watch it again. I don't know if it'll come back for a second season. Maybe.
Does it set itself up for one? Or
you could do it if you wanted to.
Right. Okay.
It doesn't have to. There's no cliffhanger there.
Right.
But you could do another season if you wanted to. And I also watched and completed in a day, pretty much.
Right.
The Woman in the House Across the Street from the Girl in the Window.
Cool. I'm going to get to this maybe next. What did you think?
This is fun as fuck.
Oh, excellent. Good.
So this is a parody of women watching things out of the window genre.
The whole rear window thing.
Which doesn't seem like it should be a genre, but recently it's definitely become a genre.
Most of them on Netflix. To be
Yeah,
fair.
it's very much the Girl in the Window, the Netflix one from last year.
Yeah.
It's very much a take on that. It's a very similar story. Very similar story to that. But it is a parody. But it plays itself very straight.
Okay.
It's also a really good whodunit.
Okay.
And it is actually a genuine, like, a really good murder mystery.
I feel like just from your description, it's maybe a bit of, although maybe that was more lent into the comedy, but the same sort of thing as the Disney Plus one with Steve Martin.
Yeah, similar
Only
sort
murders
of
in the building.
Similar sort of vibe, but
a bit straighter.
Bit straighter.
Yeah.
You can see where they're parodying stuff, but they'd never go for laughs.
Yeah.
They always go for, okay, I'm dropping a casserole dish in every single episode. Yeah. And the last episode, I think I counted 6 twists.
Okay.
A crazy cameo, and was by far the best episode.
Okay.
And they're only like 25 minutes long.
Yeah. Brilliant.
I will not hear a bad word said against it. Excellent. A couple of people at work have watched it and didn't get that it was a parody.
Oh, really?
And so therefore they were like, yeah, it was all right, but it wasn't as good as some of the others in that sort of thing.
So it's they're watching it as like a Harlan Coben.
Yeah, exactly that. One girl said it wasn't as good as The Girl in the Window, and I'm like, it was a parody of The Girl. It's got that in the name of the show. I mean,
how can you watch something that's called The Woman in the House Across the Street from the Girl in the Window and think it's serious?
Especially when Kirsten Bell, I can't always get her mixed up with Kirsten Stewart. Kirsten Bell's in it as well. And I don't know, I don't understand. The cameo at the end blew my mind. I'm like, how is that person in this show? For like in the last scene of the last episode. It's crazy.
Ah, you've sold me.
Apart from that, that's all I've been watching on Netflix. I did go to the cinema last night.
Okay.
I got to watch a unlimited screening of Moonfall.
Oh, right. Okay. I've heard of this movie.
Which will be out. I think it comes out tomorrow as we're recording, so it'll be out by the time this episode's out. Talking of batshit crazy, halfway through this film, I was like, this is all right. It's a good disaster film. By the end, I'm like, somebody go and check on Roland Emmerich to make sure he's okay. Because that film's insane.
Go on, give us I think you can spoil a bit of Moonfall. Can you?
I don't.
Does the Moonfall?
It gets very close.
Okay, fine.
So basically, the whole premise is that a conspiracy theorist astronomer has realised that the moon has gone out of orbit. He realises this at the exact same time NASA do, and it's gone into a spiral orbit.
Okay.
So basically, it's still orbiting, but it's getting closer and closer with every orbit. NASA try and cover it up.
Yeah.
He leaks it onto Twitter. So the world goes crazy. NASA have to eventually agree to it, and they have to try and figure out how to stop it. And that's a good premise for a film. And then shit goes down. The whole thing is crazy. The special effects are great. It's a Roland Emmerich film. It's going to have great special effects in it. It's not, but don't go into it thinking this is just a normal disaster movie, because it isn't. It is batshit crazy. I won't spoil it, but at one point they're flying their spaceship inside the moon.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Are possible. I mean...
yeah, no, it is.
God love him, Roland Emmerich. If you're going to, like, whatever the directing version of typecasting yourself is.
Yeah, he just loves it. He loves a disaster
multi-million-dollar disaster movies isn't the worst, I suppose.
I'm really interested, because obviously this film is now as far as at this time.
Yeah.
So I'm really interested to see how it's going to go down.
Okay.
Because it's either going to bomb hard, or it's going to do wonderful numbers. And I just don't know where it's going to go. Because as soon as word gets out of what happens in this film, it's going to polarize everybody, because it's like that thing I just talked about with Archive 81. It is not the film at the end that it starts out at the beginning. There's a definite point in it where it just goes off a cliff. Literally, at one point off a cliff. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about it just to get it off my chest a little bit, because the person who I went with, who we both know, hated every single minute of it. But I thought, I was smiling from ear to ear by the end of it.
Appropriately left your brain at the door.
100%. But I love shit like that. I love laughing at ridiculous films. That's why we do this podcast. It very much felt like any lower budget and there's no cinema release, we'd have done this film one day.
Talking of laughing at ridiculous movies.
Yeah.
I kind of really want to see Jackass 4.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I saw the trailer the other day and I was like, yeah, I do quite fancy that. Because a lot of it was just about seeing them piss around together.
Yeah. They're all like in their 50s now.
Oh, yeah.
They're like 50-year-old men beating each other up. It feels like it was very of its time for me. I'm not sure.
I think maybe because it was like Well, not 50, but it
Yeah,
was everywhere when we were at
teens,
an impressionable age.
Yeah, it was.
But
We were at that age that it was aimed at, very much so at the time.
maybe it would take me back.
Maybe if that's what you're looking for, go for it. Johnny Knoxville was in the Royal Rumble on Sunday.
Was he?
Saturday, yeah.
I saw an interview with him. He's grey.
He's very much grey.
Let his
He's 50
grey
years old.
grey grow out, and he looks really good.
He's 50 years old.
Yeah.
Johnny Knoxville. It's crazy. Other than that, I think that's all I've watched.
Cool.
I don't think I've watched anything else.
That's quite the week.
It's been a crazy week. I've started watching The American Office.
Oh, have you?
I've never watched that before.
I mentioned this the other week.
You did. I needed a sitcom to watch whilst I'm on the treadmill.
Yeah.
Because I figure if I watch something that's about 25 minutes long,
yeah,
I'll be on the treadmill for 25 minutes. Simple, right?
Yeah.
So I've watched the first 2 episodes.
Yeah, my tip would be just gun it through the first small series.
I've heard that before, and I can understand why. It's basically exactly the same show as the British one, isn't it?
When it finds its own voice,
Yeah.
not long into season 2, I think you'll love it.
Okay, cool. I'll stick with it. It feels
I'm about 6 seasons in.
It feels aged. It feels dated a little
Yes.
bit, but it is, I suppose, because it is that old. So yeah, so that's my treadmill show.
Cool.
For now.
Good.
Hopefully, I'll get to do an hour-long treadmill show at some point, but not at the minute. Right, we have watched one more thing.
Some of them are 42 minutes long.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, so you have to walk. You have to.
Might skip those ones.
You have to build up to that.
We have watched one more thing.
We have.
Well, hopefully we have.
I have.
You need to extend your rod over here.
It's out.
Cool.
Whap. That was the
Don't
noise
say
of it
whap.
hitting the desk.
We've watched Katla episode 6.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
I liked it, but there were parts of it where I was like, oh, can we hurry up now?
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I thought it was the best episode in a while. Maybe
Parts
since
of it were the best.
Maybe since the first one. But you're right. I feel like it's being dragged now because it's always been a slow show.
Yeah,
but now it feels like it's stalled.
I'm quite
split
depending on which characters. I've developed a real.
Yeah,
I like that character,
but not a fan of that one
because of the story or the actor. That one you can just go in the sea.
Yeah,
like the policeman. I'm like, no one would act like this. What an absolute waste of time.
And he was very much the focus of this episode, wasn't he?
He had quite a bit of time.
He had quite a bit of time in this one. So yeah, we've our main characters. We've now got 2 of the same person.
Yep.
Talking to each other and chatting away.
Grima.
She again has not found that as weird as I was expecting, but she kind of knows what's going on now.
She's been
subjected to it with her sister and stuff. She knows her sister's not a real sister. The policeman's wife, has now become the 6th returnee.
Yeah, so there's a younger version of her.
So she's another one that's still alive
because she's bedridden.
Yeah, she's ill and bedridden, and now a younger version of herself's come back.
Yeah, making the policeman his tea
But she left a note for her husband that said, "Get her out. She is the devil."
Yeah,
which is interesting.
And then he's like praying to God, thanking for bringing his wife back, even though his wife's bed,
literally right there,
dead,
10 rooms away.
This guy is the worst policeman.
He's by far the worst person in it.
Yeah.
And since you pointed it out to me, I can't not notice it now. He is like really bad.
Yeah.
And then the kid,
brilliant.
The kid is now the best thing about this show.
Yeah, he's so creepy.
He's like an evil child. Yeah. So he gets
old Damien in this episode.
So at the end of the last episode, he got left by his mother to just survive for himself
in the ash storm.
And then he gets picked up by a couple who were just like passers-by.
Yeah,
we had met them briefly. And
they're going back to Reykjavik.
And they pick him up, and he tells them he doesn't want to go back to his parents because his parents are going to kill him and beat him. So they we'll take you to the police in Reykjavik. And then he butchers them both.
Yeah.
He basically slits that when he slit that woman's throat, made me jump.
Yeah.
It was great. So they're driving along and he slits her throat, and then the dad crashes the car and he kills them both.
Yeah.
That's the first real bit of gore we've seen in the show.
Yeah, it is.
To be fair, real action we've seen in the show.
And then the cliffhanger this week, isn't it? That Grima goes out with her partner because they're like rescuers, aren't they? So they go out to the car crash, and her doppelganger, I guess, sidles up to her boyfriend.
Yeah, and that's where we left the episode. I'm with you. I'm enjoying this, but I want it done now. I feel like these last 2 episodes have got to deliver because there's a lot to answer.
I'm just split on it because I've got no time for that policeman character. I've got no time for Tor.
Oh, Tor is awful.
Just they're really bad characters.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of dead wood in it.
Yeah.
So But I just need to know now. I've done 6. I've got another 2 to do.
Yeah.
I need some answers. So if it doesn't give me any answers, I'm going to be really annoyed. If it holds it off for another season.
I've enjoyed it.
I've enjoyed
but
it.
I'm ready for the journey
ready.
to come to an end.
Same. I feel like 6 would have been better. It's very slow paced.
Yeah.
The episodes are only like 45 minutes.
Oh, going back to All of Us Are Dead, there's 12 of them.
Oh, really?
So
when they're an
it's-
hour each?
Yeah.
Shit, man, that's a lot.
Hour plus, yeah.
Oof, that's a lot. That's got to have a lot of good story to tell. But no, they're 45 minutes each and they feel like they're on for hours.
Yeah.
It's just like, God, is this still going?
Which I don't mind it being slow. But,
No, me. But
yeah,
I'm ready
I
for
agree.
it.
You
I'm ready
put, you
for the
put it
end.
well. There is a lot of dead wood in the characters.
There are. I'm ready for the end.
Yeah.
I'm intrigued to see what it is, though.
Yeah.
What's bringing them back.
Good.
So cool. Yeah, that's it. Have we got anything else we need to do?
I think
I think we're about there, aren't we?
that was a pretty good wave.
I thought so. I always think so. I love doing the wave.
So I guess, yeah, that is it. All that remains to say is be back here Thursday.
Be back here Thursday because we're going to talk about Anti-Life.
Die Hard in Space. I wish.
We're going to talk about Anti-Life, which is a Bruce Willis film. I feel like we're going to have some fun with this.
Yeah, I think so.
And I'm genuinely intrigued to see what you thought about it.
Okay.
I'm really looking forward to finding out what you think about it. Funk about it? What you funked about it? Cool, yeah, so do that.
Funk you.
And we'll... That's no way to end an episode.
Oh, I was talking to you, not the listener.
That's, again, still no way to end an episode. Right. We're going to leave it here. We'll be back on Thursday. We'll talk about Anti-Life and we'll have some fun.
Cheers.
Bye.